Hi, welcome back to Serger Tip Clips. Have you ever gone to hem different parts of a garment or other type of project, and you get the first component done and you get it out from under the needles and the foot, and then you have trouble getting the second part in under because the threads are in the way and kind of blocking getting the fabric under the needles as they need to be to begin a cover stitch? Today I'm going to show you how to clear the threads after you're done cover stitching to make it easy to get the next piece under the needles and under the foot. I'm just hemming this little piece of fabric just as a sample to show you how to do this. And you might be wondering what this little gadget is, and it's a fabric guide for getting a perfectly even hem when you're doing cover stitching. And we'll talk about that in a future tip clip. So I'm just going to stitch off. This machine allows me to chain off a little bit in the cover stitch mode. Check your owner's manual to see whether your machine allows you to or not. So I'm just going to chain off. Get this out from under the foot, clip my threads, and now I'm ready to put in my second piece. And I've got my little fusible web on the back for a perfect 1-inch hem, and I showed you that in a previous tip clip. So, but this is what I'm talking about. See, sometimes even with your needles up a little bit, it's a little bit hard to get that fabric in under the foot, and it might be because you have this little chain. So how do you get rid of that? Well, I'm going to put the fabric aside for a second. I've got my right hand on the hand wheel, and I'm just going to turn it slightly backward while my left hand holds onto the thread chain and pulls it back, and sometimes you can get some resistance on it. So what I like to do is just turn that hand wheel slowly, and then the threads will release easily after some point, but you want to just pull them as you're turning the hand wheel slightly backward. When they release easily, then you're going to break that chain. And sometimes, now it didn't happen this time, I still had my 3 threads, my 2 needle threads and my chain looper thread, but sometimes it looks like you have 5 or 6 threads, and it's just the way the thread feeds through the machine as it's stitching. Okay, you know how nothing ever goes wrong when you want it to go wrong? Well, I ran this through again just to show you what I meant by having those extra threads. It looks like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 threads here when actually there are only 3. So what I do is I just kind of pull until I find those extra threads and clear them away, and there we have it. So we're back to our normal 3 threads again. Now I'm ready to start my second piece. So I bring my needles up, get it in, and again we'll talk about this fabric guide, but I've got it all aligned for a perfect 1-inch hem, and I'm ready to start stitching on my second piece. And that's all there is to clearing the threads. So again, you'll raise your needles up after you've got your first piece done, hold on to that thread chain, turn the hand wheel slightly backward until the threads release easily, cut them, clear away any excess thread ends from that, and then you're ready to go with your second piece. Thanks for joining me for today's Serger Tip Clip, and I'll see you again soon for a new one.